Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com. It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale. Yes, we in this thing. What's up, y'all? We live and direct. It's a Wednesday afternoon, so you know what time it is. It's hump day, so it's time to holla at the homie. And I'm your homie, 360 the poet, so welcome back to another edition of your number one advice column line, whether online or live in person. So big shout out to JNS Journey just joined in. Big shout out to Tina Woods jumped on this thing. Always a big shout out to all my viewers, listeners, watchers, and things of that nature. As always, I want to start off with a big shout out to my sponsor of the shirt of the day. It says the man, the myth, the legend, the officiant. Yes, you know what that is. It says the officiant because that is what I am. This one is brought to me by hashtag to the banks. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Javon and E. Carice Banks in this thing. They always come through for me like that. I was the baby, like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, I was their officiant at their wedding. So if y'all coming out here to Vegas and y'all need somebody to give you them nuptials, you know, holla at your boy. What up, Click Shell? Always a pleasure to see you in the building because you stay in this thing giving a little, you give input like the second chef, like a sous chef. Click Shell, you my sous chef sometimes on this thing. I ain't even gonna lie to you, girlie. You be out there just making sure you paying attention. Let me see. I haven't seen you since Cork and Thorn. I had to stop by to see what's good. That's what's up, Jared. I appreciate it. This right here is the Holla at the Homie segment where we talk about any and everything that people write in about. They send in letters, they send in emails, things like that. And I sit here and answer them, but I always like to give my disclaimer. I let everybody know that I have not been clinically trained. I have never been paid any tuition for any type of teaching certificates of any sort that deal regards with, let's say, counseling, with psychology, psychiatry. None of those have I ever taken a class for. I took a psychology class maybe like sophomore year in college, but I changed my major after that, and I wasn't really worried about that. Let me see. I appreciate it, Shell. You always say, you do be co-pilot. You be throwing in some jazz because you be having some input. You got some shit to say, and I appreciate it. But yeah, so I'm none of those things. I'm more of what you would call a life coach, meaning I will help coach you through your life with any type of thing you may have a question about. So if you have any of those questions, make sure you email those in to me at hollaattthehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHA HOMIE@gmail.com. That's what I'm talking about. Living a life abundantly will get you there. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you, JSC and Journey. But we in this thing, we talking good today. And as always, I'm here to tell you what can be done and not what to do. I'm never going to direct you in life. I will help coach you. Like a coach can tell you, hey, if you run this play this right way, this is what can and should happen. But there's a lot of different variables that come along with it. So we're going to get into it today. We talking about like validation. Where you find yours at? First of all, where my drink at? Man, listen, I got to tell you about this. This came from Sister Kim's. This right downstairs from us, right over here at 900 Liberace Avenue. But she in the other building, but she downstairs. She in D112. Let me tell you about this here watermelon Kool-Aid. What? Yeah, I'm showing all my blackness right now. But Sister Kim, she must have known. She must have knew that 360 foods with Kool-Aid for one, and he like watermelon for two. What up, Dream Color? Good to see you in this building, my girlie. Always a pleasure. But yeah, we talking about this good old watermelon Kool-Aid from Sister Kim's 900 Liberace Suite D112. Y'all want to call her? Order you up some. It's 702-462-5790. That's 702-462-5790. Appreciate you, Sister Kim, for sponsoring my refreshing beverage of the day. I got to give you one of them good old ghetto smacks. Like the kind you have when you got the Kool-Aid on the end of the pickle. Let me see. Somebody said, I don't need validation from anyone. It took me time to get there, though. True that, because it is what we're going to talk about today. Validation, life, all these things are a journey. They're not a destination. So let's get into it. You know how we do. We in this thing like a wedgie, and we always bounce back like a pot of fresh cooked crack. So that's how we coming in this thing. So let's get into the letter. Make sure I got all my water and my drinks. I got to stay hydrated because the desert done got back hot. It rained for a little bit, but the heat done came back. That's how it is. That's what it does. Dig it. We in this thing. But here we go. The letter says, what's up, homie? I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing you today seeking some advice on a topic that has been weighing heavily on my mind. It's been about the pursuit of validation in life and where I should be looking to find it. In this modern age of social media and constant comparison, I find myself often seeking validation from external sources, whether it's the number of likes on a post, compliments from a friend or colleague, or even recognition from my supervisors at work. I've noticed that my self-worth seems to be tied to these external validations. However, deep down, I know that seeking validation solely from external sources might not be the healthiest way to build my self-esteem. I've learned that true validation should come from within and that I should focus on self-acceptance and self-love, but I'm finding it quite challenging to break away from this cycle of seeking approval from others. So, homie, I'm reaching out to you for some guidance. Where should I start looking for validation that truly matters? How can I shift my focus from external validation to internal self-worth? Are there any practical steps or mindset shifts that you could recommend to help me on this journey? Thank you for taking the time to read my letter today. I hope that your insight will help me in some sort of way with the issue that I'm grappling with. Sincerely, seeking genuine validation. Okay. All right. Man, you put some thought into that letter right there. What's going on, Junior? Nephew in the building. But yeah, you put some thought into that letter right there, sincerely seeking genuine validation. So let's get into it, man. So one of the first notes I kind of put down, I always got my notes, and I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I'll do things. I'm a creator. So I create the notes that I can be able to follow through, So if y'all see me looking down, it's something I wrote down. So I'm not always out here freestyling, even though I'm the coldest freestyler when it comes to being on the microphone. That is a lot to unpack, and much love, Junior. You know what I mean? So one of the things I want to talk about, this topic here in itself, right? You know what I mean? It's a topic that resonates with pretty much all of us, the pursuit of validation, because validation itself is a journey. Like, it's always a journey. We get to one level, and then we want to try to find the next level that's there for us, because life's not stopping and life's a journey. So this thing about validation, especially when it's coming from, a part of you, because, to be validated means that you feel like what you did was correct and in order, right? any effort you put forth was appreciated, correct, and in order, right? What's up? Hello, Kit Kat. Good to see you in the building. So validation can come from a lot of sources: external, internal, personal, familial. Sometimes it comes from strangers. Like you say, we live in a world of social media, right? We live in a society that's sort of like, in a way, wired. We hardwired now to get validations from others. You see what I mean? Like, we're in a position to where, like, we are hoping that, that we get validations from others. Like, I got James L. Pitts II over here says, I know the cool thing to say is I don't care what anyone thinks of me, but it can be refreshing and also helpful to hear kind words or compliments from those you love and respect. Absolutely. That's it. You know what I mean? I think words of affirmation are a little bit of everybody's love language. If you've ever read up on the 5 love language, gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, it's a couple more I forgot. I ain't gonna go through those right now. That's not my book, but I have read it. But like words coming from people that you love. And then he also put a good word, respect, because validation is that. It's love. You feel like you're receiving love and respect from those around you. What's up, JJ? Good to see you in the building, baby. So validation is something that it has to come from somebody that, even if it's strangers, you respect what they're saying for some reason, right? Whether it's somebody that you follow or somebody that follows you. And, for some reason, if you seek your validation externally, or from strangers or through social media, then those people have your respect in some regard, right? So it has to come from somebody that you love and respect. So, and if you don't find that in other people, where do you search for it for yourself? Where do you find it from within you? That's a big thing to try to say, like, you got to dig down deep inside yourself, because at the end of the day, one thing, nobody can give you permission to be yourself. Go run with that. Like, write that down. Nobody can give you permission to be yourself. So when you seek it from others, then you're really seeking their permission to be who it is that you're comfortable and happy with being. So you got to remember that nobody can give you permission to be you. What's Click Shell say? If you know what you're doing is valued, it makes you want to continue going above and beyond. It's motivation. Yes, it is. Because that is a driving force. It's a driving force to have others value what it is you're doing, for them to give some sort of credence to the moves you making. Because as we get older, we don't really pay attention to what people say anymore. We watch how they move. So we hoping our own movements is something that when people are watching, because they're like us, we're all human. We're going to do that, for the most part. If anybody is watching us, we're hoping that our movements are acceptable or are, praisable, or our moves are something admirable. We want people to want to be like us. No matter how hard you fight it, or anything like that. But we want people to want to do some of the things that we do. That's why we do them. We do them for those reasons. What's Journey say? She said, not to get religious, but I truly go to God to fix what it is that I lack. And it's not about what I lack, but what it is I see others that makes the opinion of others of me matter. Which is true. Like I say, you have to find, because that ties into what I was saying, as well, because when you go inside you, that means you've been in your prayer closet, because you seeking the answers within self. So you've spoken to some sort of higher power, whether you speaking to the universe, whether you speaking to God, whatever entity you claim as that higher power, you speaking to your conscious, because if you are on a religious side of things, most people say that the God is within you. So you got to cater to the God within you so that light can shine. So you're appeasing, you're appealing to that God in you to find the answers within yourself. Whenever you go within yourself, you're seeking that inner answer. So you are praying in essence. You're meditating in essence, because you have to find the answers within you. So it's not something you say out loud. It's something that comes to life in your mind. But what happens is like the external sources of validation, they become like unreliable. So when you're looking at the external people to give you that validation, that becomes unreliable and sometimes even detrimental to your self-esteem. Because when you're relying on them so much for their validation, then that means what they say has so much weight. James L. Pitts II said, I had an old homie, and in parentheses, you, that told me that gym looks good on you. Pause. That motivation to keep pushing. That's what I'm saying. Like, and like you say, you got to put the pause in it now, because I told the homie, man, because he wasn't ever like a swole dude. My homie James L. Pitts, slim with the tilted brim again. Owner of Black Excellence, sponsor of my t-shirt from last week. He used to be extra slim. That's why his name's Slim with the tilted brim again, right? So like, apparently something I say, the words I say to him have some sort of weight. So, he loves and respects me in some way. So I told him, I said, hey, bro, that gym looking good on you, homie. You got to find a way to tell the homies, like, you know what I mean? Like, keep doing what you're doing, like in the gym. That gym looking good on you, bro. I told him just like that. And, say whatever he said, pause, whatever the people say nowadays. But it was just something that I felt that I wanted to say to him, because in turn, it motivated me to do a couple push-ups, because I had started slacking a little bit. You know what I mean? So I was like, dang, James done bulked up and passed me up. Like, he always been taller than me, but I used to weigh more because I had a little bit more meat. But James, he's passed me up. James pushing 200, but muscle. So I had to tell him. You know what I mean? So these things, this validation, that's not like he was seeking validation from me, but he said right then that was a form. So if sometimes externally that validation comes in like a fan in the hot summer, when you burning up with something, that fan come, you get a church fan, shoot, a church fan will keep you going in the Vegas heat. I don't care what you say. If you got the flick of the wrist. What's going on, Lucy Lowe 78? Hey, babe. What's Click Shell say? Say if you surround yourself with the right people, you don't have to look for validation, because your people will give it to you freely. Yes, they will. That lets you know that your tribe, that you got a tribe with you. You got a clique with you that's looking out for you, that's got your 6. Because in that point, you've sort of had your 12. That means you got your front so they can have your back, because they believe that you are looking out for yourself and them as well. So you got people like that, and they give you that validation freely. They tell you, man, girl, or what's up, homie, bitch, however people say it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever phraseology and verbiage that you use to give that validation to somebody, keep shooting that shot. Keep giving them that. It don't hurt you. What does it hurt you to love on somebody? Like, just to tell them a tip of the hat. Like, it's typical, like, because people will get messed up in this game. And I really think the algorithm be messing with people anyway. Let me get some more of this Sister Kim's. I think the algorithm be messing with people, because you'll look, if people, whether you seeking validation, social media wise or whatever, right? All of us post something, put something online, and then we go back later on, whether it's an hour, 10 minutes, the next day, and we want to see who done got a bar of it, who done seen it, or how many people done seen it. We all do it. This is social media. It's got us all, got us reeled in, right? That's where I'm at right now. Right here, I'm on social media. Right here, I'm on social media. Over here, I'm doing some recording to get on another form of social media. So it's like, we're all in the pool of social media. So we'll look, right? And it'll say you got 1.4K views, and you'll have 28 likes. And to somebody that's seeking validation on social media, not just externally, but basically through strangers, that'll hurt their feelings. That'll hurt their feelings. But somebody that's looking at that as like a motivating factor, that's going to light a fire under their ass. Like, y'all looking, but y'all ain't got, okay, well, let me watch how I really get it in. Somebody, for those people that's seeking that sort of validation through that channel. Again, we seek it all kind of ways. That's why I asked the question when I posed it online earlier today with the teaser, like, where do you seek your validation? Is it from self? Is it from family? Friends and loved ones? Or is it from like strangers / social media? Where do you seek this validation? You know, and it's okay if you really want some. If you want some validation, then find it in the ways that are most frequent. You know what I mean? Exactly. God and self, which is we talked about that, because when you seek it from yourself, you still seeking from God, right? Nook Pratt in the building. What's up, big homie? But that's what I'm saying. Like it's so many different things, so many different ways in which people can seek validation. But when you focus on the one that comes from inside of you, because again, I want to push that point again. I want to push it again. Nobody can, not that they need to, not that you want them to. Nobody can give you permission to be yourself. Who? If you give anybody the power to where they determine whether you're going to be who you're going to be, then you're losing. You've lost yourself already. So just remember, nobody can give you permission to be yourself. Write that down, hashtag it, whatever you want to do with it. That came from 360. They can't give you that. You know, you got to focus on, like, you know, if you want some sort of, because you did ask me, do I have any tactics or, you know, things that you can think of that I can think of that'll help you out, right? So what about unearthing your passions? What I mean by that, like engaging in like activities that you find passion in. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. Like, if I'm a microphone gives me passion. That's why I got around my neck. I wear it every single day because a microphone gives me passion. It gives me drive to talk on the microphone. Whether I'm online, whether I'm live in person, anybody who know me know, give me a microphone and let me go, right? So that's how I unearth my passions, by finding what it is that gives me bubbles in my stomach, what gives me butterflies, what gives me drive. What's this? JN's Journey says, the thing is, I don't seek it, but strangers seem to validate me. I have a problem accepting compliments, and this in itself is a lack of validation for self. This is true. Anybody who battles with receiving a compliment doesn't believe what that person said to them inside. Thank you. I appreciate you, Kevin Cordova. Kevin said you damn good at it, bro. I appreciate it, man. And I'm thankful, because that's validation. Even though it's online, that's from a family, friend. You know what I mean? That's like your family type of validation. So we all receive it. James, ain't it, man? Y'all silly, but I appreciate us again. Salute. And that keeps me going. So that's what I mean by unearthing your passions. Find the things that give you passion as a personal source of validation. Because if it makes you feel good, then it's a good thing, right? Think about it. If it makes you feel good and gives you passion to be able to do it over and over and over and over again. You know, when you dedicate time to like the hobbies and the interests that you love, it gives you a reaffirmation of what your uniqueness is. It's a very unique quality to be able to have that self-affirmation. What's up, Mike Denardi, Real Estate, popping in the building as always. Salute, homie. You know, when you do things, that hobbies that give you that type of passion, again, that's reaffirming, you know, your unique identity, whether it's painting, writing, dancing, or anything that gives you that butterflies in your stomach. They become like a testament to like what you're worth. You know, anybody that when you're doing something that you like and you feel good, you be like, damn, I'm doing this. Ain't it, man? You know what you say, James? Ain't it, man? You know what I mean? I'm doing this, and it makes you feel good. Anything that makes you feel that way, and because it makes you feel that way, that's a reaffirmation of what you are worth to you, or what you are worth to this world. Part of it. It just gives you one more notch, a click off the list. Check that on the list. Like, damn, I'm good at that. And that gives you more value to yourself. Because again, like validation, you can seek it any way you want to. But if you don't have any for yourself, all the other ones will dissipate like a fart in the wind. All of them gonna disappear. Because they're not attached to you. They're thrown at you. What's up, Denver Brigham? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, kinfolk. 217 stand up. James said, Kevin Cordova said, dang, you got me feeling all James Brown. I feel good. That's what I'm saying. Whenever you, like Kevin, just think about it. When you light up a spot, Cordova, because Kevin Cordova got one of the coldest lighting companies out here in Vegas. Man, listen, if you at my wedding and you seen pictures of my wedding, the thing that said Taylor in the background, that's all Cordova. But he got a lot more than that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. When you light up something perfectly, right, Kev, and you step back, be like, damn, I did that. Or when you come up with the schematics, you know what I mean? When you come up with the schematics, whether you're a coach, whether, they said that's it and that's all. That's what, whenever, if you come up with something and you know with all of your guts, like, damn, I did that, then that's more validation that you that won. Like what Deion Sanders said a few weeks ago in the media. He said, I've been that dude. I've been that that difference maker. So what difference do it mean to me what you think of me? I've been that person. And so in the areas where you that one, dive in. What Trey Songz say? You know what I mean? Exactly, Kevin. It drives the creative juices, that internal personal validation by unearthing your passions. Thriller, what makes you feel good? When those things start popping up and it's the ones that make you feel good, you like, yes, I got my team with me. My team of passion with me. Woo! Like I'm passionate about this watermelon Kool-Aid from Sister Kim's downstairs. Tearing it up. But yeah, that motivates me. Anything that gives me that passionate feeling, if you feel those things, start bringing more of those up if you're looking for validation. Because again, you want to do the things that make you feel valuable to you. Everybody else. Not like that, but like that. Like, you can't accept their validation if you don't have any for yourself. I cannot repeat that enough. How you gonna carry, all this love and you ain't even got your own backpack? You gotta pack your bag. It's gotta be your bag. You can't carry nobody else's bags. How can you carry these compliments if you don't even got your bag ready? Meaning you don't have any of this same compassion for yourself. Exactly. Denver Brigham said the qualified qualify themselves. That's a bomb. He said that's his motto. That's a bomb-ass motto. Because that goes back to what I was saying in the first thing. Can't nobody give you permission to be you. Nobody can give you permission to be yourself. And like Denver Brigham said, the qualified qualify themselves. You have to cultivate self-compassion, right? You have, what's up, Al Rich? Going on in this thing. Let me see. Daily affirmations can help boost your self-esteem too. Exactly. We got a homegirl that work here at the station, right? MVP Speaks. And if she's out performing somewhere, she's already came with a pouch full of affirmations. Something that you can read to yourself or read out loud and live it. And all of them positive affirmations. Like, big, shout out to MVP Speaks. She come on here on Thursdays at 5 o'clock, 4 to 5. But like MVP Speaks, she come with a satchel full of affirmations. So she out there trying to give people, validate, self-validation just by here. Hey, read this to yourself. People used to look at her crazy, be like, what? I don't, because she been doing it since way before COVID. Like, she come around with her satchel full of sayings. And that's good things, helping you to qualify yourself. If nobody else told, some people tell you see memes. If nobody else told you that I love you today, look in the mirror and say it. If y'all ain't never seen that meme, look it up. If nobody else told you I love you today, look in the mirror and say it. And that's the most important person that can tell you that they love you. What did it say? Click Shell said, because people are so fickle, they may like you one day and not the next. You got to be good with you first and foremost. You have to. You got to be good with you, because if you're not good with you, then what's going to make them feel good about being with you? Like, my favorite quote of all time, of all times is by the late great Marcus Garvey. It said, without confidence, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won even before you have started. What? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't believe in you, then you already lost 2 times already. But when you believe in you, then you got a couple wins under your belt already. I believe in me. Because when you point the finger like, I need you to believe in me, 3 fingers point right back at you. Me, myself, and I. That's the most important. That's the most important person. Just like when you're trying to point the blame got to come back to me, myself, and I. Whenever you seeking something, whether it's to be able to thrust your blame on somebody or whether it's to be able to suck up their validation, the 3 most important people that you got to get it from first are me, myself, and I. The qualified qualify themselves. Tell it, Denver. Salute. Woo! That was a cold one. I might get that tatted on my neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real. What's going on, twin? You know what I mean? So, like, that's the thing where people don't get. You got to be able to cultivate that self-compassion. Meaning, like, personal validation involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we treat everybody else with. That's the thing. Like, we so willing to give people all of our admiration, all of our love, all of, our compassion, but we need to be able to do that with us. It's treating ourselves with that same kindness. What Denver say? The understanding always trumps the understanding. Know thyself and be true to thyself. Man, you better come on here with these, I'm about to take a snapshot of these statements over here, killer. You know what I mean? So, like, self-compassion isn't like, it's not like ignoring your flaws. So don't. You have to admit your wrongdoings, because when you admit your flaws, when your successes are that much shinier. When you admit your flaws, the successes are that much shinier. Think of it like a diamond, right? Yes, there are diamonds that are real diamonds with a few flaws, but you can get flawless diamonds. So it's still the same thing. You are the diamond is what I'm speaking of. You are the diamond in this scenario, right? So you are that diamond. So there's a part of you that does have some flaws, but there's also a part of you that are flawless. And they shine more, that parts of you shine more brilliantly. And it's not like it's without mistakes. Flawless does not mean 0 mistakes. It just means if you may have had a mistake and now it's polished up. Meek in the building. Let me see. She said, child, if I had $1 for the number of people my confidence offended their insecurities, I'd be rich. I praise God daily for the knowledge of my self-worth that comes from me. That's right. Perfectly imperfect. That's what Twin J2 said. I was just thinking about y'all today. Y'all know we've been friends since 1990. That's 33 years I've been friends with you. These 2 right here. Going with Twin Mika Fabulous and Twin J2. I was thinking about them earlier today. We've been friends since 1990. Since I was in the 8th grade. Yes, they were too. I just didn't want to tell their age. But yes, been friends since 1990. But that's true. If you think about what Maya Angelou say, does my sassiness offend you? Because I walk like I got oil mines in my living room. You know what I mean? Like, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me because I feel good about the things I feel good about candy. That candy can be you. Like Kevin Cordova said. He said, I got him over here feeling James Brown. I feel good. Those are the songs you can sing to yourself daily. Daily affirmations. Keep the hatred down. If you reaffirming in yourself on a daily, that means you steadily, constantly building, chiseling. Whether you looking at yourself as you chiseling yourself to the perfect image of you, or what you feel is great, or what you feel your beauty is, you can be chiseling. Every day you building to the next level, or you climbing. Whatever metaphor you want to use that kind of culminates with you getting to the next step. You stupid. She said I was going to say since we were virgins, but I think you had lost yours by the time I met you. Yeah, I had. Let me see. Click Shell says your thoughts can sabotage you in the worst way, in the worst of ways. Exactly. When you like Bruce Lee had a saying one time, don't speak negatively of yourself, not even as a joke, because words have power, and that power creates, that's what he said, and they can create a spell. That's why it's called spelling. Oh yeah, I be remembering some quotes. What up, D-Hawk? Sad and with you, baby. Old school TSU track out there on the road. Hit him one time. He probably out there in the big rig. But you should never speak negatively of yourself. Like even as a joke. Like Bruce Lee said, words create spells. That's why it's called spelling, right? So if you talking positive about yourself, that's exactly, Denver. That's spell with the capital double L-I-N-G. Like if you constantly speaking positivity over yourself, then that's conjuring up some good, right? That's giving you something. That's still words using a spell, but what's this spell used for? What's your Harry Potter abracadabra on that one? Is it levitar? I don't want to say some of them words. I know some of them words is probably some old school real spells, so I ain't gonna say what they be saying on there. It said the Bible say that, so speaking into existence, good thing. You want to speak good thing about yourself. Again, and this is not saying or not the lack of admittance of having made mistakes. Like I say, the areas in which you are great and bright and brilliant are the areas in which you have the least amount of flaws. So that makes you flaw less. Not without flaw, it's just you have less flaws. You dig? So think about the words you say when you saying them, and own them. I can be flawless and not perfect. I just have less flaws in this particular area, which makes me bright and brilliant like a diamond. These are the ways you cultivate the self-compassion. We got to provide ourselves with the support that we need to improve. That's a way. These are things I'm answering your questions here, I can say Mr. This might be a myth. Seeking genuine validation. Another way, we have to provide ourselves with the support that we need to improve, right? Meaning, like, remember, we're all of us, every single one of us are a work in progress. And like I said before, life, just like, validation, these are all a journey. They're a journey. Life is a journey, not a destination. You have to realize, like, you're not trying to get to the end of life. No, you're trying to enjoy this journey that you on right now. Every day you take in breath, it's another chance. It's another step towards death, right? So we get that. We understand that. So I'm on this journey of life and not a, what would I call a seeking of death. I'm not trying to get to the death. I'm trying to live this life and all that it has to involved. I want all the smoke when it comes to life. I want the good, the bad, the ugly. If I'm going to be the man, the myth, the legend, the efficient, if I'm going to take on all these categories as myself, why not take the good, the bad, and the ugly that come with life and ride these waves or, chug these tracks, however you train, plane, or automobile, however you getting through life. Because at times we all change vessels. Sometimes we out there on a raft just floating in life, not knowing where we going or if we even have somewhere to go. We see the island or a destination in the horizon. Exactly. Life is all encompassing. Give me all of that. Sometimes we out there on a speedboat, ving, 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 a jet ski, getting it in life, right? We know where we going. We're controlling where we heading. We having fun with where we heading in life. Sometimes we just got it on cruise control, riding down the street. Cause we know we got life going on. We know all of that, but we just kind of cruising through. So what vessel are you using to get through life? To get through this journey of life. of validation? What vessel are you using to try to keep continuously receiving this validation? Is the validation what really drives you? Is that the fuel in your tank? You know, like somebody said before, you surround yourself with positivity, with the people that play a significant role in your life of validation. Talk to the people, like they always say, you are the 5 people you're around, right? So the 5 people the closest to you in your circle, you're a reflection of them. So if you got people in your circle who hating all the time, whether on you or anybody else, you're a reflection of them. And if you think about it, if you surround yourself with positivity, it's hard for the hater shots to get through. It's hard to hit you when you covered. When you covered, man, listen. Sometimes you're people's shield. Megan Leona Prima Donna over here said, I started telling myself, be happy on the way to happy. I like that. There's always a goal. There's always a goal and something to do. I had to separate myself from the end goal to start enjoying the journey. Exactly. You got to keep all of your finish lines throughout life in sight, but enjoy the journey. And why not surround yourself with people on this journey that speak positivity into you, in which you reciprocate and speak it back into them? You can't expect to receive something that you're not giving out. Like I said before, we got to give ourselves permission to receive the same type of love that we give to everybody else. You got to be willing to receive that love. You know, don't just be like, oh, nobody really loves me. Are you allowing it in? Are you absorbing it? Or are you kind of like, like, okay, cool. Can't really accept the compliments because you don't believe it. Again, self-compassion. It's got to be within you. I appreciate that, Kevin. I found a place of positivity, 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. Yo, that's what's up, dog. Salute, kid. You funny. You're a part-time comedian, too, but I appreciate it because I believe that was sincere and from the heart, Again, surround yourself with people that are going to be deflections of the negativity and be willing to rotate and change places. That needs to reciprocate because, again, you feel good enough about you in that moment when you're stepping in front of somebody else's hatred. You're not going to step in front of the bullet if you don't have your own bulletproof, your own Teflon. So that should let you know you're in a better place, in a good place than you would be if you didn't have any self-compassion. If you're able to jump in front of somebody else's hatred as they would do for you by surrounding yourself with people who help give you that on this self-validation journey. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you deserve genuine connections that celebrate your uniqueness. And what I mean by that, your uniqueness, not say, some people think of unique as like, oh, he's weird, he's unique. Being unique, in my opinion, is having the ability to understand that you're not the same as everybody else. And we deserve to have people around us who celebrate our uniqueness. So look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you deserve this. Exactly. And we can keep saying it. I was talking about this with my engineer / station owner a minute ago. Click Shell said, I know it said every time, but therapy help you work through issues that block self-love. And it does. And again, we all find different ways of getting therapy. Everybody's not accepting of a therapist or a one-on-one. Everybody don't even want a life coach, But at the same time, like, therapy help, man. It does. Like, sometimes it's certain things that you haven't allowed out that are embedded in your brain. Again, I kind of wish I would have gone to school for some of these things. So I could have been a clinical psychologist or something along those lines, or a certified licensed therapist. Just because, like, I really, enjoy trying to figure these things out because it allows me to see the other person in me, the them that's in me. I'm able to dissect at least how I feel. And as a trained individual, I would be able to decipher my own feelings from others. Again, I'm never here to tell you what to do. I can just give you options of what can be done. And in regards to self-validation, again, unearth your passions. The things that make you feel good, do more of it. If walking make you feel good, do more of it. If smoking herb make you feel good about you, do more of it. Kevin said, it's never too late to get therapy. It's never too late to validate yourself. It's never too late to unearth your passions. It's never too late to cultivate self-compassion. It's never too late to surround yourself with positivity. What the preacher used to say, if you under the sound of my voice, and that's the thing, like it's never too late for you to be able to jump into that pool. Because the person that wrote me said, I'm reaching out to you for some guidance on where should I start looking for validation that truly matters. Again, start inside you. Start with you. Because if you start looking around for anywhere to find it, the three fingers pointing right back at where you should look the hardest. Me, myself, and I. And that's the thing. Like, if you love you, it allows other people to see how you want to be loved. Show people how you want to be loved. If you want to eat good, go out and eat good. Show people how you want to be loved. If you want praise, give praise or give yourself some praise. Like, girl, I be doing it, don't I? Well, ask anybody. Tell them. Exactly. It's truly a process, but it must come from within. It's got to come from within. J&J's journey. So, again, to recap, appreciate you again seeking genuine validation. We had a letter from an individual asking, where would it be best to look for validation? And we discussed so many different places because we talked about all the areas where people usually look, A lot of them look at it from their friends, from their family, meaning people who they love and respect. But in today's society, we got a lot of people looking for it from strangers, from social media. People don't really have friends anymore, so that's why when you do have them, hold on to them. Cherish those friendships, because a lot of it's electronic and it's social media. So a lot of people are looking for this validation from strangers, technically. Yeah, you may know their handle, but do you really know them? I'm proud to say, like, the people that I follow on social media, that I could actually look them in the eye and say, what's up? I remember when we. Remember that time when we. Or remember that time we saw. And that's just, I give that a testament to throughout life, that validation that I've given myself to say it's okay to be, it's okay to be okay with people. Everybody's not going to be the same as you, right? So, if you're seeking this validation from other people, you got to realize they really wouldn't, they don't really move like you move. So, a lot of people ain't ish, so their opinion shouldn't matter. That's true, ClickShare. A lot of people aren't really worth the opinion that you give weight to. So, again, the most important place to look for validation, in my opinion, IMO, is within self. And the way you do that is by, again, unearthing your passions, doing more of the things that make you feel good or that you're passionate about. It's right. You must look within self. Another thing you can do to kind of give yourself that push is cultivate self-compassion by, like, giving yourself permission to receive the same love that you give out. A lot of people are like, well, I wish people would do me more like I do them. Yeah, because a lot of us don't show them that that's how we want to express to them that that's how we want to receive love too. You know, we expect them to be like, oh man, well, I saw you did this for me, so let me do this for you. Because their way of showing love may not be the same way that they receive it. So if you know what you want, do it for you. Self-compassion, what makes you feel good, do more of it. Or you can, make sure that you surround yourself with people, with places, with things that are positive to your growth in that area. Meaning, like, if you're looking for a little validation, be around people that speak these things and not just those who may try to show it and you don't understand it. Be around the ones that give you more of that. Like the things that make you feel good, introduce more of that to your life. You have to do that because it starts with you. If you don't do it for you, then nobody knows it needs to be done. It's an ongoing journey. Again, finding passion like life finding validation like life is a journey. These are things we got to kind of remember. We recapping, right? It's a journey. It requires, consistent effort and to be able to build a strong foundation of self-belief. It takes consistent effort. What's this say? J&J's journey says, allow yourself to be vulnerable and allowing people to see the real you and not be someone you think they want you to be. Be you and show it to others. Exactly. Give yourself that. Be you and show you to others. Exactly. Show them you. Because again, back to my number one statement, my first statement I said, nobody can give you permission to be you. Nobody has that right or ability to give you permission to be you. So, again, man, I want to thank everybody who, came on. Remember that your worth, I want to say one more thing. Remember that what your worth is intrinsic, meaning that it doesn't depend on the approval of others. Your worth does not depend on the approval of others, and nobody can give you permission to be you. And remember, the qualified qualify themselves. These are all gems and jewels that have been dropped throughout the day, through this particular episode. So that validation that you're seeking, always remember, the first person you should get it from is in the mirror. I'm talking with the man or woman or whatever in the mirror, So speak to that person first and get validation from them. And until next week, as always, remember, if you want to get a letter to me, email me at hollaatthehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE. Holla at the homie, y'all. So right here on hot7025fm.com. So until next week, I'm going to holla at y'all in a minute. Appreciate everybody. Deuces, y'all.